to be amazed as we journey through the remarkable life of Bette Davis, a trailblazer who revolutionized Hollywood's golden age. With a career spanning 6 decades, Davis left an indelible mark on the film industry with her intense portrayals of complex characters. Her roles in All About Eve and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane showcased her unmatched talent. Beyond her acting prowess, Davis was a trailblazer, advocating for women's rights, challenging societal norms, and paving the way for future generations. Her groundbreaking performances earned her not one but 2 Academy Awards, along with multiple nominations, cementing her legacy as a legendary actress. Bette Davis, a name synonymous with strength, talent, and determination, continues to inspire generations of performers. Her legacy will forever echo in the annals of Hollywood. If you enjoyed this journey through Bette Davis's life, please like, share, and comment with your thoughts. Follow for more intriguing insights into the legends of Hollywood.
Bette Davis was an American actress born on April 5, 1908 and died on October 6, 1989. She was one of the most famous and influential actresses of the golden age of Hollywood and is regarded as one of the greatest actresses in the history of cinema. Known for her strong personalities and diverse roles, Bette Davis played many challenging and complex characters throughout her career. She excelled in portraying strong, independent, and impactful women, and her acting style was known for its depth of feeling, passion, and drama. Bette Davis appeared in many classic films, including Now, Voyager, 1942, Madame Butterfly, Valletta, 1940, and All About Eve, 1950. She was nominated for several Academy Awards for her outstanding performances and won the Best Actress Award twice for her brilliant performances in Dangerous Liaisons, 1935, and Jezebel, 1938. Bette Davis's career spans several decades and set an example for future generations of actresses. Widely recognized for her contribution to the film industry, she received the American Film Institute's Lifetime Achievement Award in 1999 and was listed as one of the American Film Institute's top 100 actresses of the century. In addition to her acting career, Bette Davis was known for her strong personality and resilient spirit. She was an uncompromising woman who fought many battles with filmmakers to defend her right and pursue her artistic freedom. Bette Davis is a legendary actress whose talent and influence have made her one of the most respected and memorable artists in Hollywood history.
During the making of Dark Victory, Bette was having an affair with George Brent. She had just come off her marriage with Ham Nelson, her first husband. She'd had an affair with Howard Hughes, and that didn't go well. So she started sleeping with George Brent.
Poor fool. Don't you know I'm in love with you?
Later on, she said to Geraldine Fitzgerald, "You know, Jenny, I believe that you're the only person at Warner Brothers who didn't go to bed with George Brent."
What do you mean, a good girl? Well, I am. The idea.
There's a very famous scene at the end of Dark Victory where she has to go up a staircase, and it's the final scene in the movie. Geraldine Fitzgerald said everybody on the lot came to watch Bette do this scene. It had been talked about all week, the final scene of Dark Victory. And she said, Bette started up the stairs, and she got about halfway up the stairs, and she turned to Edmund Good. She said, "Eddie, is Max Steiner going to score this picture?" And Eddie went, "Oh, well, I don't know, Betty, I think so." And Bette, she said Bette was known to hate all the underscoring that they did that was famous for in all their movies, and Steiner was doing almost all of her movies. She said, "Well, I'm telling you now, I'm going up those stairs, and Max Steiner's going up those stairs, but we're goddamn not going up them together."
Let's revisit the tell-all book that Bette Davis's daughter wrote about her. The year was 1985, and Bette Davis's daughter Barbara Hyman wrote a tell-all book titled My Mother's Keeper. And let's just say she did not hold back about what it was truly like being one of the daughters of Hollywood's most beloved icons. In the book, she described her mother as a selfish, emotionally abusive alcoholic of a mother. And she dropped a bunch of allegations, one being that Bette even referred to her own handicapped daughter as the R word. Barbara said that on occasion her mother would even fake her own unaliving to teach her a lesson. She even went on to say that her mom one time faked her own OD, and at the age of 8 years old she was left on the other side of a locked door crying, hoping that her mom was okay, and the next morning her mom was perfectly fine. And as if those allegations weren't insane enough, on top of her mother being emotionally abusive, she said that her stepfather Gary Merrill was also physically abusive to both her and her mom. Barbara also said that when she was just 11 years old, her mother pulled her out of school to be her personal assistant. And by 16, her mother allowed her to marry a much older man and even threw them a very lavish wedding. But you see, Barbara didn't just stop with one book. She wrote a second book in 1987 titled Narrow is the Way, where she continued this narrative about her troubled relationship with her mom. I would like to point out that she wrote this second book after her and her husband became reborn-again Christians. But you see, unlike Mommy Dearest, the public had a hard time believing that Bette Davis was a monster. And many people questioned her motives because her mom was still alive when she wrote these books and was undergoing a lot of health issues. And even Betty had something to say about this.
This video, we will discuss all the controversies and mysteries surrounding her life, the drama between her and her daughter, where her daughter came out and spoke about her and even wrote a book and said that her mom practiced witchcraft and was a witch and cast spells on her former starlets and competitors, and even cast a spell on her own daughter.
Bette Davis was born on April 5, 1908 in Lowell, Massachusetts. Her birth name was Ruth Elizabeth Davis. She's known for being an actress and an author. She was a legend from the golden age of Hollywood. Her career lasted over 60 years, and she had over 100 acting credits in theater, TV, and films. She was nominated for an Academy Award 10 times, winning 2. She was the first woman to be president of the Motion Picture Academy of Arts and Sciences. In 1981, Kim Carnes released the #1 song, Bette Davis Eyes. Betty thanked her and the writers for making her cool to her grandchildren. She loved dancing, but acting caught her interest because it seemed to be more of a challenge. She started acting on Broadway in 1929. Some of her biggest movies were All About Eve, The Little Foxes, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Dark Victory, and Jezebel, among many others. She suffered a stroke and a broken hip in 1983. She was a chain smoker most of her adult life. She was married 4 times and had 3 children. She died in 1989 from breast cancer. Despite having a mastectomy in 1983, the cancer spread. She was 81 years old.
Here's some random facts about Bette Davis. Betty starred in a number of hit pictures under the Warner Brothers and was considered one of the studio's top moneymakers. So much so that she was often called the 4th Warner Brother. But behind the scenes, she was struggling to get out of what she called the contract slave system. And although she lost the legal battle for it, she negotiated herself into a bigger paycheck and to getting the role she wanted. When her second husband, Arthur Farnsworth, died from an untreated skull fracture, there was actually a lot of rumors that Betty caused it by pushing him during one of their fights. There was even an inquest, but obviously she was cleared from the accusations. During World War II, she founded the Hollywood Canteen for soldiers passing through LA to be able to mingle with the stars. She also toured with Hattie McDaniel, Ethel Waters, and Lena Horne to be able to perform for all Black Army divisions. Claudette Colbert was initially going to play Margot Channing, but had to drop the project because of a back injury, and so Bette Davis took on the role last minute. The script had to be revised to reflect Bette Davis's more headstrong nature. I'd also pause and read above.